Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome
Mhm.
to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope that you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around this globe. I know it's certainly a beautiful day where we are here in
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah,
It's a
uh-huh.
beautiful day. Central Florida, South Florida. We having a fantastic time, here on this wonderful Friday. The last,
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany, it's the last weekend, shopping weekend, as they say, before Christmas. I
For
can't imagine,
Christmas.
that the year has passed so quickly,
Man, hasn't it
so
though?
quickly, you know?
Man, I kid you not, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that this morning when I woke up, and I was just like, so again, here I go with music. I was thinking about that this morning, and I'm sitting here going like, I'm really singing the song, the 12 days of Christmas, because we're like down to the eighth day of Christmas right about now. So I'm sitting here going like, yo, Christmas is about to be here for real. Like,
Yes. Yes.
and I
And I
almost
think
feel bad they got no decorations.
yeah, the older we are, the quicker it passed. When we were younger, it took forever. It took forever. But that's just how time is, right? It just flies by. It just
Flying.
flies
That's why you got
by.
to embrace every moment of time that flies by. Time is filled with swift transition. It's always going. And so
Yes.
it's very imperative how we spend our time. We spend our money wisely, so we should spend our time just as wisely. So because
Oh,
it's
that's so
always
true.
constantly moving. So oh my God, that's
Yeah.
super like
And
it's
most importantly, spending time wisely because time, you never get time back. You
it's
get money back, but you
non-refundable.
can never get time back. Yeah.
It is non-refundable. So you got to be careful how you spend it. I cannot take time back to the store and say
That's
I want
right.
this back.
That's
So
right.
it's like you got to be very careful how you spend your time. And that's like these holiday times, we like to spend time with family, want to spend time with
Hmm.
friends. Make sure you spend some time with yourself too. That's
Yes.
very
Exactly
important.
that.
So if you don't
Yeah.
refill you, then you're not going to be able to enjoy the fullness of family, friends, coworkers, or whoever you're about to meet because you need to pour into you also. So spend some time with you too.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. And that's what
Mhm.
I'm going to do this weekend, self-care.
Yeah,
Spend some
self
time with
care.
me too. But it's
Yeah.
going to be a productive self-care. Okay?
Uh huh.
Because
It should be.
not productive self-care, and like we tell these authors, and before I get into this, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one
Just to introduce.
inspirational book coach. And I teach you how to maximize your potential. And I do
Yeah.
this, through helping you write your book, knowing exactly what you need to put in that book to save you time and avoid
Mhm.
you making costly mistakes. Because,
Mhm.
so many people say, well, I'm going to write this book, or maybe they don't even, if you're a business owner, you may not even be thinking about writing your book, but you
Yeah.
have to maximize your potential and
Maximize.
stop leaving money on the table because this year we're talking about finishing strong.
Mhm.
Okay, we
Mhm.
still, what's today, the 17th?
Uh huh. All
It's
day long.
still time for you to
Mhm.
finish strong.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
finish
Yeah.
strong.
Mhm.
Whatever that
Mhm.
you intended to do on January 1st of
Mhm.
2021,
Mhm.
concentrate on finishing strong. How can you finish something strong? A
Yeah.
lot of people talk about, Tiffany, they talk
Mhm.
about they have intention of doing things, and
Mm.
maybe they even start doing things, but they don't finish. And that's
Right.
very important. Go ahead and
You
introduce yourself and
you
let the people
got
know
to
who you are.
finish. Yeah. Well, good
Yeah.
morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am a heart author and goal coach. I also am a life coach as well. I deal with the matters of the heart. So I am that individual that's going to help you excavate all those things that are lying dormant in your heart. That's possibly causing you some pain or causing you to be a little stagnated. So I encourage you to get rid of those toxins. So we're going to go through a good old detox, and then we'll set some goals that are true to you, not something that your family members or friends want you to do. This is something that you actually want to do for your life. So that is what I do. I definitely believe in out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So you want to make sure that you have that clean, pure heart, that you're able to be a good functioning individual individual. So before we start our show, we ask for you to please like and share this broadcast. And go ahead and stay in contact with us in the comments field. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know that you're here. Letting us know you're on live, or if it's going to even be on the replay. So if it's the replay, put on that good old hashtag replay, or I can date myself and say pound replay. So go ahead, put that in the chats for us. Call and text a friend and let them know that we are on and we are about to turn your passion into profit.
Yes, and that's the thing. Turning your passion into profit. And getting back to what I'm saying, I'm gonna spend some self-care with myself because I
Good
need
stuff.
to, I'm finishing my goals, and
Okay.
I'm interjecting some things in there. So,
Okay.
that's a part,
I get it.
audience, that's a part of self-care. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I want to let you know you're not separate from your vision. You're not
Sure.
separate from your vision. You're not separate
Mhm.
from any of those things. You're
Yeah.
not separate from your book. That's who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
Okay? That's who you
Yeah.
are. Because when you're being your authentic self, Arthur, that's who
Mm-hmm.
you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So have some visions, have some goals, have a plan in place of how you're going to reach those goals.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going to do because,
Yeah.
I was on this teaching class last night. I got the second part of it. The first part, I had to go back to it because that was the day that I told you I was up early,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
had to go to bed. But thank God it was on replay. And
Okay.
he brought out some things there. I said, "Oh, I like that." So I'm gonna interject those things into my plan of action, my goals, and different things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Good.
So that's what I planned on doing. So that's what I'm doing for this week. That's my self care. That's
I
my
like
self care.
it.
It's not
Okay.
oh, I'll have the Christmas homework on in the background, but
Because
it's
that's
just
what I was
there.
going to
You
ask.
understand? It's just there because I'm gonna tell you. And this is just me. This is just
Uh,
watching
uh,
TV to me is a waste of my time when I
okay.
could be productive. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I
Hmm.
could have something on in the background, and I could still do what I need to do
Sure.
because focus and stuff like that. But just
Mhm.
sitting there, just sitting there doing nothing.
Mhm.
Oh
Uh,
no, that's not me. That's not me. I can
right.
have it on the background and
Mhm.
enjoy the season, enjoy the
Mhm.
what I'm looking at, and still work on my goals. So that's what I
Yeah.
plan on doing. How about
That's
you,
what's
Tiffany?
I like, it's funny because I always have some type of background noise on. So the
Mm-hmm.
only time that my house is not noisy, so to speak, um, in my now is when I'm on
Mm-hmm.
the lives.
Yep.
Because I have to have music. If I'm in my office, I have to have music. I have to have
Yes.
something going on. Rather, or if even the TV can be on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I want it to be quiet, I guess now is two times, is when I'm going to sleep, and when I'm on the live.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I like something going on in the background, and more likely than not, because I like writing stuff down,
Mm-hmm.
and because I do like writing, sometimes I'll hear music and I'll be in the middle of doing something, and something that person said, I was like, oh, and it could be a song that I've heard over and over again for years, but it's something that sparked my interest in
Yes.
that moment. And it was right. I'll start writing just off of a whole little phrase. And so for me, I
Mm-hmm.
always have something going on in the background. I always have something um, that's mismoving or doing something, because
Mm-hmm.
always get inspire. For me, I like paying attention to things. So for me, I'll get inspiration from anything. I can look at pepper and I'll have some kind of inspiration from it. So, but my weekend, this weekend, I do have a friend who is having a little gathering. So I'm supposed to go over there and go to that little gathering. Other than that, I am just actually going to and lax this weekend. I don't want to do anything. That's not
Yes.
going to happen. But my goal is to do nothing. I want to do
Nothing.
nothing.
Yes. And
I
that's
want to do.
fine. That's okay, right? That's
I want
okay.
because
That's
I'm always
okay.
doing something. I'm always busy. I'm always moving.
Yes. Yes.
So I just really want to. If I could allow my brain just to turn off like a light,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to do nothing. I don't really want to think about being a solution to somebody. I don't want to help. I don't want to do, but I'm going to because it's
Okay.
just me. But my goal, what I want to do, is nothing.
But that's okay. But that's okay. Because first you have to, you have to empty out. Just like you say, the toxins in your heart. Not saying you have toxins in your heart, but all of the things that we have heard people say, and we
Yeah.
have been a solution to them. And these
Hmm.
things, we gotta get rid of
Hmm.
that. Get rid of that. Take a
Have to.
breath and
Have to.
recharge. And that's fine. That is perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do next week. I don't even have to
Mhm.
cook. Okay?
Yeah. Ooh, cool. I'm
No
jealous.
cooking.
Ooh,
No cooking. Okay?
uh-huh. I got you.
Yeah.
That's good. Now that's going to be a good thing. Now I'm going
That's
to
a
have to
good.
cook because I like to eat. I like to say,
Yeah.
don't y'all let my little size fool you. I like to eat. Okay. I might
Yeah.
be a good old 6'8", but I like to eat. Okay.
And that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. But
I want.
self-care is good. Self-care is good.
It's
So,
needed.
audience, this is we want to let you know. Self-care is good.
It is
And
very.
it's the holiday season, and we hope that you're sitting back, you're relaxing yourself, you're reconnecting or connecting with your relatives and your friends and
Mhm,
different things of that
mhm,
nature, because it's all a part of this
mhm.
growth process. It's all a part of this writing journey. It's all a
Mhm,
part of getting rid of the old, and getting these new ideas and
mhm.
new things coming to your into your mind, into your heart,
Yeah.
and say, to spark your interest, give you
Yeah.
some inspiration to write,
Uh-huh.
to
Uh-huh.
write your book, to
Mhm.
maximize your potential, to stop
Yes.
leaving money on the table. So it's an exciting time. It's
It
an
is.
exciting time.
Mhm.
It's the close out of one year and the opening up of another year. Just
Mhm.
like the closing out of, somebody may be thinking, well, I didn't do too good this year.
Right.
Well, now it's a fresh beginning, a fresh
It is.
start,
Mhm.
after everything that you have heard. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
that's the most important thing.
Mhm.
And when we're talking about that, a talking point is transforming your audience through your message.
Mhm.
How can you transform your audience through your message? And
Mhm.
this is a very important thing.
Mhm.
People say our words have power. When we speak
Uh-huh.
words, they have power.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
written word also has power.
Yes, it does.
It
It
has
does.
power, and it will lead somewhere, just
Yeah,
like
it
you're
will.
writing. Because again, you
Mhm.
have to know who you are,
You
people. You
better.
have to know who you are.
You
And
know who you.
yeah, that written word, Tiffany, has power, because that
Uh-huh.
written word can direct a certain
Mhm.
way, a certain
Mhm.
aim. So
Mhm.
when you're talking about transforming your audience through your message,
Mhm.
how do you want your audience to feel?
How? Mhm.
How do you
Mhm.
want them to feel? You have to, have that in the back of your mind. How do I want this audience, my audience, to feel with this message?
Mhm.
And bring your feel, or not your feel, or bring the feelings of how you want them to feel
Mhm.
inside of that message. You
Yeah.
have to write it that way. How you want
Mhm.
them to act.
Mhm.
How do you
Mhm.
want them to act? That's
Mhm.
very important. How do you
Mhm.
want them to respond to
Mhm.
that message?
Mhm.
Because you
Mhm.
remember, that message is going to create
Mhm.
momentum. It's going to create a
Yeah.
movement. You
Mhm.
understand?
Yeah.
It's going to
Mhm.
create those things. So
Mhm.
you have to think about that, author. How do
Mhm.
I want to transform my audience through this
Mhm.
message? Your
Yeah.
message is very important. And
Yeah.
how you frame your message,
Mhm.
that's the key right there. How
Mhm.
you frame
Yeah.
your message.
That
We were
matters.
talking about this. You remember?
That matters how you frame your message. How those words frame your world.
Yeah.
So everything that you're speaking things that you really want to see.
Yeah.
And that's why I always believe it's very important for you to be careful what you say, because you be like,
Yeah.
hey, oh, you make me sick. Okay, so you want to see sickness. You're speaking that life and
Yeah.
death is in this here. So you're
Yeah.
framing your whole world by the things
Yeah.
that you say, and you're absolutely right. Even if you're writing it down, That's powerful in itself there. Because even the young
Mhm.
lady that I was speaking to before we got on here, she said she was determined to say what she had to say. Because at one point in time, it was hard for her to speak,
Mm.
or it was hard for her to talk. And so she said she was determined that she was going to talk. She said, even if that meant I had to write it down, I was going to say what I had to say. And
See?
I was like, it just became encouraging to me. And I
Yeah.
promise you, it just blessed my whole life. And I kind of was like, yeah, you better. Like, it was a beautiful
Yeah.
thing because she knew that she had a powerful message. And the things that she had to say, it mattered. So if she couldn't say it, she was going to say it so that you can read it. Either way it
Mhm.
goes, you get that message. And she believes that the individuals that she comes in contact with are going to be transformed by her message. And that was just beautiful as I was talking to her, because I'm sitting here going like, girl, are you in our show today? Like, are you really in our show today? Because it the way she was talking to me, it was so beautiful. And I'm like, girl, you all in my points right about now, because that's what she believes. Is she believes that there's power in her message. And our message is what's going to reach the hearts of individuals.
Mhm.
The things that we say should flow from here.
Mhm.
And whatever comes from here, it has to be able to reach them right where they are.
Exactly.
Like a special ops agent, they're the elite force of individuals or special people, and they're specially trained to do certain tasks. And you got to do your research. You got to be able to study and use your life experiences to put it into the present so that you can
Yeah.
be and present it to individuals so you can be the best person that you are, so you'll be able to reach your audience. You got to be able to reach, and knowing that whatever you are, I am that special agent that's assigned to be able to use my words, my life, my message to be able to impact you. Because all it takes is me to be able to impact you. You're going to impact somebody else, and they're going to impact somebody else. It just started with that one knowing who they were, using their words, knowing that they were a transforming agent. They're special ops that I am going to be able to impact your life.
And that's so true. That is
Yeah.
so very important. Yeah. And the way you broke it down, yeah, it's
Mhm.
very, very important. The
Mhm.
aim and the angle of that message. And,
Yeah.
to bring that transformation, because that transformation always happens in the heart. It doesn't happen up
Mhm.
here because this right here, okay, that's
Mhm.
why you can't write from your head. You have to write from
Mhm.
your heart.
Uh-huh.
Because this right here is only going to skim that surface.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then it's going to be back again.
I'm having a
But when
personal
you're
summer
writing from
today.
your core, you're writing from your heart. Yeah, you're writing
Mhm.
from your heart. That's going to bring that transformation. And
Uh-huh.
that's where you need to be, authors, to bring that transformation. Always
Mhm.
think about that. You're
Yeah.
not writing um, just for fun. You're not writing just for nothing.
Yeah.
You're just not
Yeah.
writing empty stuff. Always
Right.
write to bring a transformation. And think
Always.
about what you're writing. Think
Always.
about what you're writing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. You
And
got to think about
how
it.
do you want them to feel? How do you want them to act? How do you want them to respond? How do
Mhm.
you want this to happen?
Mhm.
What is your
Mhm.
aim? What is your focus?
Yeah. Yeah.
Transform your audience through your message.
You need to.
Even, you know, it's even important
Yeah.
when we're in meetings and things of that nature, in classes and things, you know, that we write down notes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because when you take notes and you write them down,
Mhm.
you remember them.
You
It's a
do.
recorder for the mind. You'll remember that. You'll say,
Yes.
well, I'm
Mhm.
good at listening and learning that way, but it's
Mhm.
also good to write those notes.
Mhm.
Okay? Take notes
Mhm.
of what you hear because
Mhm.
those things will remain with you forever.
It will. It will.
Mhm.
Mhm. And you're helping your brain in the aspect of you writing them notes down.
Mhm.
Because you'll tell yourself, I'm gonna commit this to memory. I'm gonna remember what this is. But sometimes you'll forget because
You'll
life
forget.
happens. And I done
Yeah.
forgot exactly what's happened. I think we had said on one of the shows before how we were writing stuff down. And I went back and I found a notepad from 2017. And I read some of the stuff that was back then that was speaking to my now.
Mhm.
Completely forgot all about that. But I was grateful that I had enough gumption
Yes.
to write it down so that it was
Yeah.
able to help me. Because I promise I ain't gonna forget that. Because when it came to me, it was so powerful and stuff. It just is, oh my God, this is blessing me. And I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this.
Mhm.
And you know you're gonna remember it. But life happens. You'll forget.
Right. Yeah.
Write
Yeah.
it down, cut your brain out so that you'll
Yeah.
be able to remember that later on.
Later on, and that's exactly what the message in the book is. It's
Mhm,
very important so they can remember it. They
mhm,
can remember it.
mhm,
People go
mhm.
back. I mean, I have lots of books on the other side of that door. One day you'll
Yeah.
see a book. But I have
Okay.
lots of books, and I'll
Mhm,
go back,
mhm,
to a certain thing. If something comes to my mind, I'll go back and I'll
mhm,
read that book, you know, because that message was powerful. That
mhm.
message
Yes.
was powerful, you know,
Yes.
and that's
Mhm.
how authors, how we want you to see it. People will go back and read your book.
Yeah, they
They'll go
will.
back and read it. You
Mhm,
know, it's
mhm,
not a one-time thing, and then
mhm.
they'll tell others about it.
They will. They
Yeah,
really
it
will.
has to be something that
Mhm,
transforms. Yeah,
mhm. It has to. It,
yeah,
it really has to. You're absolutely. I think the best method of getting stuff out is still word of mouth. If I'm reading something that is busting my whole life and that inspired me to do something, it may not reach you the way that it reached me, but you can guarantee I'm gonna tell you because
oh
it
yeah,
did something to me. But that's the same thing with negative stuff too. People will
oh
tell
yeah,
something negative as well. But like, I mean, word of mouth, getting that out. I want to read your book.
hmm
Girl, this is a good book. You need to go read this. This is about to enhance your whole life. It's about to bless your whole
hmm
life. Go get it. Go get it. So that's why it's
hmm
important for you to make sure that you get your message out in its proper context because they're going to talk about your book. But you want
yep,
to always see good stuff that they talk about. But your
yeah,
book is, they're going to talk about that.
yeah. They're gonna
Mhm,
talk about that. That's why it's good to do it
mhm.
the right way. Just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
skim over it. Don't rush
Hmm.
through it. Do it the
Hmm.
right way.
Do it the
So
right
it
way.
has an impact.
Hmm.
That impact is
Hmm.
so very important.
Hmm.
And
You're going to bring
yeah,
value.
yeah, gonna bring value. Just
Hmm.
like we talked about bringing value that translates
Hmm.
into benefits. Help
Hmm.
your audience to see vividly. They have to see vividly.
Yes.
You have to write and use things and words and different things of that nature
Mhm.
so your audience can see vividly.
They
Because
have
the
to see.
reason they picked up your book, the reason they want to, read your book is because
Mhm.
they have a problem,
Yeah.
or they're facing something, they're going through
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
or it's a how to.
Mhm.
So you have to make it plain to
Mhm.
them through your writing,
Through
and
your writing.
not being over redundant, okay?
Right.
Not being over redundant, but
Mhm.
bringing it to a place where it's leading them.
Mhm.
It's leading them
Mhm.
to that benefit. You remember on the earlier broadcast, we talked about, holding their hand, bringing
Yeah.
them to a place where,
Mhm.
bringing them through those fears, bringing
Mhm.
them through
Mhm.
those objectives, bringing
Mhm.
them to a place where they could
Mhm.
receive, you
Mhm.
know, that
Mhm.
solution to
Mhm.
whatever that thing is that has
Yeah.
clouded their vision, where they
Mhm.
can't see, where they
Yeah.
can't understand.
Yeah.
A lot of times people can't understand, and understanding is a major thing.
Yeah. It is.
Understanding,
It is.
you
Yeah. It is.
have to write your message where a person could understand it,
Sure. Mhm.
because without understanding, it's going to be nothing. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
don't write that little gibberish stuff there.
Yeah.
Write it where it brings them an understanding. Just like we
Have
said,
to. Mhm.
transform your audience through your message, but help
Mhm.
them to understand.
Gotta get
Bring
understanding.
that value, and that
Mhm.
value will translate into benefits for them. Help your
Mhm.
audience to see vividly.
Mhm.
First, you got to
Gotta
see
help
it.
them.
You got to
Yeah.
see it before you
Mhm.
actually see it, or you'll
Mhm.
never see it. So
Mhm.
when you see for your audience where they need to be, what they need to do, how they
Mhm.
need to, go about that thing, now you could bring it to them. You know,
Absolutely,
now
you
you
can.
could bring it to them, but you have to do it through your writing.
You have to. Mm-hmm.
You got to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
that's
got to
why
do.
writing is very, very important. Very
Mm-hmm.
important. That's why I don't support where people will say, oh, well, you got writer's block or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just start writing. You just start writing anything down. No, I want you to
Mm-hmm.
think about it. I
Yeah.
want you to think about what you're writing. Because,
Mm-hmm.
that way of teaching, it's allowing people to see, well, I don't have any value. When I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to get people to see, yeah, you have value and you
Yeah.
have a well that never runs dry. If
Come
you
on.
just know who you are, if you just tap into yourself and
Mm-hmm.
know your purpose in life and
Mm-hmm.
who your ideal audience is, you'll
Yeah.
never run out of anything
Mm-hmm.
to write about. Just
Mm-hmm.
like
You
that
always
person
have
that
something.
told me, that guy had told me. You remember I told you that? He said, how many times do you do your show a week? I say
Mm-hmm.
5 times a week. He said,
Yeah.
you got that much content? I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I got that
Mm-hmm.
much content and much more. Okay.
And then some.
And then some.
Uh-huh.
And then some.
Uh-huh.
Everybody, but it's just not for me. Okay. It's
Yeah.
just not for
Mm-hmm.
me. Audience, we're trying to tell you you have just as much content and even more. It's
Mm-hmm.
inside of you. Once you
Yes.
know who you are, once you know who your audience is, it's a well that never runs dry.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Understand your purpose. you know
Mm-hmm.
Craft your message.
Yeah.
Understand who you're talking to. You have to
Mm-hmm.
understand your audience, and you have
Yeah.
to translate,
Yeah.
bring them value that translates into benefits for them, not for
Yes.
you. Here we go,
Yeah.
Tiffany. Not
Yeah.
for you. Author
Not
is
for
not
you.
about you. It's
Yeah.
about them.
Right.
It's not
Right.
about your benefit. It's
Mm-hmm.
about their benefit. What can
Mm-hmm.
they see? What can
Uh-huh.
they gain? How
Mm-hmm.
can their lives be better? That's
Yeah.
that's what it's about. What
Yeah.
you guys say
You're
about
right.
that?
You're right. Yeah. Because your value is your worth.
Yeah,
It's the important content that you're sharing with your individuals, that's going to give them an advantage, or there is some knowledge that's going to be gained from the content that you're sharing.
yeah,
You are that content. Your words, that have been birthed through you, um, is the content. That is the value that's going to be beneficial to other individuals.
Good
So
morning,
it's like
Sophie.
you
Good
got,
morning,
good
Jean.
morning, good morning. So it is very crucial, that you get out your worth, your words, so that it can translate to be beneficial to that individual's life. Because the pain that you've went through is, I heard somebody say, the pain that you went through is somebody's path. So whatever it was that you experienced in your life, that's going to get somebody on through their path of their life that they're on. You've been through it
Exactly.
already. So that's going to be beneficial for you to get your message that's valuable to
Yes,
benefit somebody else, to get them along their path.
yeah, to get them along their path. And
Yeah.
that's why, authors, you have to see your value.
Hmm.
You have to see your
Yeah,
value. You
you have
got to
to.
see your value. There's
Yeah.
many, many people out there that they're, how would you say that? They're thinking that they have no worth, okay?
Hmm.
That they don't have no worth because of a situation or a
Hmm.
circumstance that they went through. And that's
Hmm.
how they value in themselves, because of
Yeah.
that situation, that circumstance. Those
Hmm.
hard situations, those
Hmm.
hard circumstances. And
Yeah.
that's how they see themselves, okay? But
Hmm.
I want to tell you, that's
Hmm.
just something that you went through. That it could come out of you when
Hmm.
you write your story, okay?
Hmm.
You're not
Hmm.
writing from that position.
You're not. Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
not who you are. That's just
Yeah.
something that you went through. Now
Mhm.
you're able to tell
Mhm.
somebody how it is, okay, on the other side. Now
Yeah.
you're able to, through your message, how to
Mhm.
bring those people out of that situation.
Yeah.
That's all it's
Yeah.
about. That's not you. That's
Yeah.
not you. If you
Mhm.
understand who you truly are,
Gotta know who you
okay,
are. Mhm.
you
Gotta
got
know who
to
you.
understand. You see yourselves in a whole different way. You'll
Come
see
on.
yourself in an entirely different way. That's just something that you went through. That's why
Mhm.
we say be authentic, okay? Be
Mhm.
authentic. That's another thing. You see, I
Mhm.
can't write about divorce. I never been
Mhm.
through divorce. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
even if I've been around divorce, I never
Mhm.
experienced divorce. So
Mhm.
you'll never see a book of Gertrude
Mhm.
talking
Okay.
about divorce.
Mm. Do a collaboration. I'll get that chapter.
You'll get that chapter, okay? I'll have a chapter in the book for you.
I
When
got
you're
you.
going to tell them how to maximize their potential, right? And not
Absolutely.
staying in that place
You
of,
don't have to
oh,
stay in that.
oh me, poor me, right?
You won't have to stay in that place because there is a different place that you are at mentally. There's a lot of people, regardless to the time frame that you were in that particular marriage, you could have been married for 30 years, you could have been married for 30 days. But even in the process of getting ready to get a divorce, your mind changes because you were there for better or worse, sickness and health. You were in that thing for real, for those that actually got married for the real thing. But it's a
Yeah.
difference, especially when that separation, I don't care. I'm ready to get a divorce and I don't care. All right, go down to the courthouse and file them paperwork, or go down there to the courthouse when you getting ready to finalize it. Your whole mindset's like, dang, for real? Man,
Mm.
this is cool. So, man, I can't believe this is getting ready to happen. So some feelings start to come over you. You might say, I don't care. You care when it get ready to happen. It's just, it's inevitable. It happens. But
Yeah.
you can get through that.
You can
And
get
I'm
through
here to
that.
help you. You ain't got to stay there. We're going to
That's
shift your
it.
mind from that. You do not have to stay there.
Yeah. So good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Keisha. Nice
Good
having
morning, lady.
everybody on the broadcast today. Yes.
Mhm.
But it's so true. It is
Uh-huh.
so true. I look back, okay? You know what
Mhm.
happened to me with my
Mhm.
husband. He passed
Mhm.
this year, okay,
Mhm.
in June.
Mhm.
This is what I could
Mhm.
write about. I could tell women, okay,
Mhm.
how it is
Mhm.
to lose a spouse of
Yeah.
40 years. He was in the hospital on our
Long life.
40-year anniversary, okay? This was
Wow.
June the 3rd. His
Mhm.
funeral was what? June the 26th. The
Wow.
second week in July, I was
Mhm.
back doing live streams.
Wow.
It's not
You went
saying
right back.
that I don't feel, okay?
Sure. Of
But
course you
I
did.
know my purpose, okay?
Mhm.
I know my purpose. I have to
Mhm.
go beyond. I have an
Mhm.
audience, okay?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
people whose lives I'm sewing into,
For you.
okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
I have an
Mhm.
audience. Not that I'm not,
Mhm.
unfeeling or anything of that nature.
Sure. Sure. You have
You
feelings.
understand? But I understand who I am. I
Mhm.
understand how I have to help other women in
Mhm.
that situation and circumstance. Because there's some people that's
Mhm.
dwelling in that place.
Absolutely.
I could write how they you can have hope. Okay,
Mhm.
to give them
Mhm.
hope
Mhm.
that
Absolutely.
there's much more for them. Okay,
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
different things. So that's why you have to
Mhm.
bring value and translate
Absolutely.
that value
Mhm.
into benefits where your through your message where your audience could
Mhm.
rise from whatever situation that they're
Yeah.
in and be
Mhm.
able to soar. I think we talked
Yeah.
about sowing yesterday, soaring
Mhm.
like an eagle.
Mhm. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. We did.
Bringing them up to a place where they could soar. When we
Mhm.
talking about maximizing potential, when we talking
Mhm.
about this 2022 thing, this is
Mhm.
a place of maximizing your potential where you're
Mhm.
soaring over things.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
that's that's so important,
Yeah.
authors. That is so important. You do have value. You
Yeah.
do have value. Do not
Yeah.
allow a situation or circumstance to devalue you. It's just
Mhm.
something that you went through. But now you have the
Mhm.
ammunition. Now you
Mhm.
have the message where you can help your audience, overcome those things,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it may be.
Because you can
Whatever it may
overcome.
be.
You can overcome. That is the
Yeah.
beautiful thing. That is a beautiful, that's a powerful word right there. Is overcoming.
Yeah.
You can overcome. That is beautiful. Because that's the
Yeah.
unfortunate thing is we get stuck in feeling like we can't and we're not
Yeah.
going to be able to do it. But you are able to do it. You can come
Yeah.
over that particular situation that you are in.
Yeah.
Understand and believe it goes beyond where you're at right now.
That's it. It goes beyond that. But bringing value that translates into benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Helping your audience see,
Hmm.
the benefits because they want to get there, y'all. They want to get there.
course they do.
But they
Of course.
don't know how because they
Mm-hmm.
don't have the understanding. But once you enlighten their understanding through that message, they'll never be the same again.
Never.
Transforming lives.
Yeah.
You know, this ain't play, Tiffany. This
It's
is
not.
not play. This
It's
is a
not.
real thing. This is
Mm-hmm.
real talk today.
Mm-hmm.
Audience, this
Mm-hmm.
is real talk.
Can't beat the
Okay?
real thing.
This is the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you're gonna be an author for real.
Be
Okay,
it.
be an author for real. This is a
Be it.
real thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Expanding, yeah, and then it goes into this. I mean, it's for one into the other, Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. As it
Expanding the
should.
vision of your audience, you know,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
bring them that aha moment.
Ah.
They never thought about that. But when they read your message, authors, it's gonna bring them that aha moment. And in that aha moment, it's gonna be a shift. You know,
Uh-huh.
that's an enlightening understanding.
As it
In your
should.
message, it's supposed to shift. You
Mm-hmm.
know, shift that atmosphere, shift
Yeah.
that understanding, you
Mm-hmm.
know, shift those doubts, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shift
Mm-hmm.
those fears.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when I say shift, not just putting on the side, shift them out the way, okay?
Come on. Yeah.
Shift them out the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I talk
Mm-hmm.
about fear, right? Use fear as a launching pad. When
Come
fear
on.
comes, use it as a launching pad
You
to
should.
get
I'm
you to the
celebrating
next
fear for
level.
showing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And obstacles, when those
Mm-hmm.
things come,
Mm-hmm.
applaud them. Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, applaud fear. Applaud
Mm-hmm.
fear. Thank you for the opportunities because in fear, there's many,
Mm-hmm.
many opportunities. But a lot of times
Absolutely.
people back up from it. Okay.
Mm-mm.
And also,
Mm-mm.
even if that's you, when there's
Mm-hmm.
something that comes your way where you're fearing, just look for the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities.
Look for it.
Sit back and look at the
Yeah.
opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at it as fear. You
Don't.
shouldn't be afraid. You should be fearless. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Fearless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you can do it.
You can
There
do
is
it.
nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can't accomplish. You have to take the T off of can't because
Yeah,
you can do it. And we can't
right, Joan.
reiterate that enough. We have to make sure that you're at a crystal and clear understanding that you can do it. And
Yeah.
we want you to be able to see your vision for your life. You got to take the time to be able to see it. Take the chance to write it out. Write out your plan.
Mm-hmm.
Write out your
Oh,
vision
yes.
so that you'll be
That's
able
good.
to see it. And in turn, what you see, you're able to get the persons you serve, you're able to get them to imagine what their life is going to be like, what they're going to be able to see. So they'll be able to take where they're at now, they can see their future
Yeah.
because you decided to go ahead and write out and walk out your vision so that somebody else can see. You want to make
Yeah.
sure that they had a clear vision of what was going on, but you took the time out for you. You
Yes.
said, there is something that I can do, and I am going to make sure that I impact your life. So I
Yes.
am going to make sure that my vision is clear, that I can see it, even if that means I got to get my Einsteins on so I can help see. I am going to make sure that I see what I see so that you can see your life, so you can see your future, so you can see the best in you, for you to see that you can overcome, for
Mm-hmm.
you to see that you're worth something, for you to see that you're powerful, that for you to see
Mm-hmm.
that you are somebody. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that I can see that so I can speak to your worth, so that I can
Yes.
help you become a better individual, so you can know that you are fearless, for you can see that you have nothing to fear.
Nothing.
So, but there, I had to take the time out for me so I can see, so I can help you see your
Oh,
vision for your
yeah.
life, so you can see your future. So, so we can go to your future. We're gonna get to the future. We're gonna get
That's
to it.
it.
We're
Gonna
gonna get
get
to
to it.
it. Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, G. That's what we're doing. We're trying to bring value to people. So for those of you who are online, share. Don't forget to share this broadcast
Yes,
out
yes,
with your
yes.
friends. Share it out with people that you know that maybe
Hmm.
even going through a situation or
Come
anything like
on.
that. Maybe there's something
Mhm.
that could bring value to them on this broadcast where
Yeah.
they could begin to see themselves in a different
Hmm.
place. And that's so good, Tiffany, what you said, by seeing first, as
Yeah.
authors, you have to see. Okay,
Hmm.
you have to see it and get an understanding where
You
you
see it.
can, translate it into your message so
Hmm.
your audience will be able to say, "Oh, I never thought of it that way."
Hmm.
Don't
Hmm.
ever
Hmm.
assume that everybody knows something that you know. Don't ever
Right,
assume that.
right, right,
Or
right,
everybody hears something that you hear.
right.
Even if you're in the same place. Even if you're in the same place.
Even if you're in a
Everybody's not
system, it's
tuned that
different.
way.
It's different.
Everybody's not, tuned in to a certain frequency. Because y'all, let me tell
Hmm.
you, it's all about frequencies. The way you
Hmm.
hear things.
Hmm.
Okay?
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
way you hear things. That's something that's very important. Everybody's not tuned into that.
Hmm.
Okay?
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm gonna say it
Hmm.
like this, Tiffany.
Hmm.
Turning your passion into profit is a disruptor. I
Come
would say
on. It is.
it's a disruptor.
It
I was
is.
I was chatting with somebody
It sure
last
is.
night, and they were saying something. I said, you know what? I say we shaking up some things, okay?
Yeah.
On this broadcast, we shaking up some things, all right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
A lot of stuff's gonna come, okay?
Hmm.
A lot of fish is gonna jump into the net,
Hmm.
but some fish just aren't ready,
Hmm. They're not.
okay?
Hmm.
Turning your passion in the Profit Morning Show is a
Hmm. It
disruptor.
is. Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
it's going there and it's rooting
Hmm.
out old mindsets, old
Yeah.
beliefs, getting
Yeah.
those lies out your life
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
telling you that I can't achieve, I can't do
Hmm.
this, I don't have
Hmm.
value, I don't
Yeah.
have worth.
Yeah.
This is all
Yeah.
there is for me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be in my comfort zone. No,
Hmm.
no, no.
Hmm.
There's gonna be a change. You stick with us. There's gonna be a change because you're gonna be able to see
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
value. You're gonna be able to
Hmm.
see your
Yeah.
worth. You're going to be
Yeah.
able to maximize your potential
See it.
and hit that
See it.
ideal audience that
Hmm.
you're designed to hit.
Yeah.
All of us are not, we have a certain amount of people
Hmm.
that, we have to reach.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
have to be conscious of that to
Hmm.
know that we have everything that we need in order to reach that audience that we need to reach to bring
Yeah.
that transformation.
Hmm. You're absolutely
And I
right.
believe that. I believe
Hmm.
that. You know,
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
ironclad focus, y'all. We're ironclad focus.
Yeah, we are.
We're
Yeah, we are.
ironclad focus.
Uh-huh.
We're
Yeah,
not
we are.
missing a beat.
Uh-huh. We
Yeah,
can't miss a beat.
that's right, Keisha. The journey is necessary. Oh, yes, it is. It's a
Hmm.
writing journey. This journey is very necessary
Hmm. That's
because
very,
just
very
like we
necessary.
saying in our lives, the same for
Hmm.
you, our audience.
Hmm.
You are an atmosphere shifter. You are
Shifted.
a change
Yeah.
maker. You
Hmm.
are a change
Hmm.
maker. You will make
Hmm.
a difference. And you
Hmm.
are, not will, you are
Hmm.
making a difference in people's lives.
You are. You are.
Okay?
As you
I'm gonna put it
should.
there. They are making a difference in people's life because they are important. They
Hmm.
do have value.
Hmm.
Y'all,
Hmm.
you have value. I don't care what people have said. I don't care if
Hmm.
it was your mama, your daddy, your relatives, your friends. I
Whoever.
don't care what they said. Okay?
Hmm.
You're gonna lay all those things aside. That's some of the
Hmm.
dead weight that you got
Yeah.
to get out of your mind. Okay?
Hmm. Hmm.
Thinking that
Hmm.
there's limitations. No, there's
Hmm.
no limitation. No
Mm-mm,
limitation
mm-mm,
at
mm-mm,
all.
mm-mm.
You're gonna
No.
soar. You're gonna
Hmm.
soar in 2022.
Yeah, you are.
I believe
I
that.
believe it.
I believe that,
You're gonna
Tiffany.
believe we can fly. Absolutely. And I'm
That's right.
grateful that you said that. Because
And
I
who
mean, you
soars?
got to
The
believe.
eagle soars, right?
Absolutely.
An eagle soars.
You gonna sure do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure do. I can't fly too well, I feel like I look like that dude. Well, he did the bird. I ain't trying to do that. So I ain't gonna do that too much. But I need you to believe in you though. Those are
Yeah.
powerful words that you just said. You have to believe in you because we talked about words before, how
Mm-hmm.
powerful words are. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words do hurt. They
That's
stick
right.
with us. They're like a whole magnet. They stick to us because you may have heard before that you're not good enough. You may have heard that you're not that worthy individual. So you
Mm-hmm.
really are incarcerated to that particular mindset. You got to know that you got to rise above that particular them words that were trying to stick to you, that they have
Yeah.
pulled Velcro off because you let those words stick to you. It's like Velcro, one side, and
Yeah.
pull them words off to realize you are worth something. Don't let that mindset be who you believe you are. Shift your
Mm.
mindset. You're
Shift
not
it.
that worthless individual. You are worth something. You're not
Yeah.
valueless. You are valuable. So, don't let somebody fix your price to be something
Mm.
low and like you're on
Mm.
sale. You are worth something.
Girl,
You
that part
are a
there.
priceless individual. So don't let somebody think that your life is just a little sale item. You are not a little sale
Girl,
item.
you need to repeat that again. You need to repeat that again, what you said about the price. Go ahead and repeat that again.
I'm just telling you, you worth something. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah.
You are.
Put it
Mhm.
on sale, right? They're gonna
You are
reduce
not on sale.
themselves. Oh
You are
Lord
not
have
on
mercy.
sale. Your life is not on sale. It really is not. Your life is not on sale. You are valuable. You are priceless. Do
Hmm.
not allow somebody to reduce your life to feeling like you are a sale item. You are not a
Mm.
sale item. So you're
And
really
that is
not.
so true. That is
Mhm.
so true.
You got to be
You-
able to see that for yourself. That's the vision you have to see for yourself. We're talking about expanding the vision. Expand your vision to see your worth.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
you got to do. Open your eyes to see. Stay woke is the phrase that they like to say. That might be old now, but you still got to stay woke. You got to be able to see your
Oh
worth,
yes.
value,
Got to see
see
it.
your
Got
value.
because if
Hmm.
you don't see your work, hey, dead in the water. You got to see your
Hmm.
work.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's truth.
that's
You
true.
got to
That's
see.
true.
That is the truth right there. To be able to see your work, that truth is a powerful resource that makes
Okay.
you free. Depending
Yes.
upon which way you've heard it, whether you're in the King James version or amplified version, that makes you free. That will set you free. You want to be able to be truthful with your life.
Oh
You got
yes.
to be able to be truthful with individuals. My mother used to say, "Oh, this got on my nerve," but my mom used to always say, but which wasn't something that was super hard to do. She would always say, "Tell the truth. You will remember the truth over a lie. If you told me a lie, you're going to have to remember that lie, tell another lie to cover up that lie, then tell another lie to cover up that lie. But you're going to have to remember all those lies you told. Somewhere in between, you're going to forget something. That person that you're telling that to, they're going to remember that. But no, I thought you said. So now you up. So she always told me to tell the truth in the beginning, suffer the consequences from that. Tell the truth then and there. You may not like your consequences from it, but tell the truth. And I promise you, sir, it's going to cause me to either do one of two things: just live an upright life so I don't get in trouble, or either I'm going to live life on the wild side a little bit, but I'm going to tell you the truth in regards to whatever happened. So for me, I kind of just lived my life and I just owned up to, yeah, mom, I did it. The hardest thing for me to do is to tell my mom. She was pretty open, and I sorry to be so transparent in a moment, but she was pretty open. I could tell my mom anything, like I didn't care what it was, and she didn't care. I still had to be respectful, but she didn't mind, me telling her certain things. So I became sexually active very young. Oh my God. So, but I ended up telling her, this. She said, "Well, come to me and make sure you let me know first." I didn't want to tell her that, even though it was an open space. I didn't really want to tell her. So finally, I did tell her. I ended up becoming, sexually active, and I ended up getting pregnant. That was the hardest thing to tell my mom for some reason, was to tell her that I became pregnant, as open as she was. But I was like, well, she said tell the truth and come up with the consequences. So here, mom, I'm pregnant. Couldn't even tell her though. This is how I did it. I couldn't even tell her. I just gave her the stick. It's just like, here. But that was my truth. And it was hard to say to her. So I just kind of showed her the evidence of it. But in the process of me doing that, I was expecting my consequences to be choked. It's not like she was super abusive. I'm not saying that. But
Mhm.
my consequences for telling her at 15, your daughter and your only daughter is pregnant, I expected to get bopped upside my head. I expected, some real super uber. I just knew I was about to die that day. But she didn't do that to me. She embraced me. And it was a great feeling to be able
Mhm.
to tell the truth and not feel like I was about to go to hell, be hellfire and condemned. It was, now sure, it didn't feel great later on, but in that moment of truth,
At that moment.
I didn't get the hellfire and brimstone. I got, you know what, all right, we're gonna tunnel through this. Wait, you're touching me. Whoa. But it's powerful to be truthful and to be able to
Yes.
tell your story because you're going to remember the truth. You may not like what you get on the other side of truth, but you're going to be able to remember your truth. You're going to be able to
Yes.
remember that. Don't be a liar. You don't never want to be good. You never want to be attached to being a lie. Because somebody's always
Oh,
going to tell
yeah.
you, oh, they ain't telling the truth. They ain't telling the truth. You lying. You can't believe nothing they say. If you're a truthful individual, you're going, then that adds credibility to you. So in the process of you being
True.
able to tell the truth, that, well, you ain't never lied about that. Am I right about it? Yeah, you right, because you ain't steered me wrong yet. I might not like the way you said it, but you ain't steered me wrong yet. Be truthful.
That's true.
It's,
Isn't that
it's going
true? But that's good. That's
to.
good. And I don't think you transparency is good where you could open up because now you're telling people, yeah, be truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Even audience, be truthful with yourself. It's time to take the mask
Mm-hmm.
off. And we ain't talking about
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19. Some of y'all been wearing a mask for too long because
Uh-huh.
you're
Wear my
shame
mask.
or you
Mm-hmm.
have people been telling you this, that, and the other. But it's
Mm-hmm.
time to take the mask off and
Mm-hmm.
be authentically you. Be
Authentic
who
to
you
you.
are. Don't ever
Mm-hmm.
apologize for who you are. You've been
Mm-hmm.
covering up too long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why you
Mm-hmm.
can't maximize your potential. You're
Mm-hmm.
afraid
Mm-hmm.
to go forth because of what somebody may say. Who cares about what people say? And
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you this, when you have that mindset of thinking about what people say, people aren't concerned about you. They're not thinking about you 24/7, okay?
You're not.
That's a mindset,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Maximize your potential. Get
Maximize.
everything out of you
Mm-hmm.
before you leave this earth. And
Mm-hmm.
I hate to put it that way, but how
Mm-hmm.
many people are
Mm-hmm.
in the cemetery right now
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that even peep out to even start on their writing journey?
Right.
We
Mm-hmm.
ain't even talking about maximizing their potential. They never got started. All the
Mm-hmm.
brilliance that's lying in that
Mm-hmm.
cemetery,
Mm-hmm. They died with purpose in them.
they died with purpose in them. And they
Mm-hmm.
died with their message in them that
Mm-hmm.
would have reached
Mm-hmm.
people's lives. And we don't know. It could have even changed some of our lives.
Could have.
All of that
Absolutely.
stuff that was
Mm-hmm.
inside of them
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that they
Mm-hmm.
could have put in a book
Mm-hmm.
and taught
Mm-hmm.
somebody something. That
Yeah. Yeah.
expertise, that education, that how
Mm-hmm.
to,
Mm-hmm.
that hope,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
strength, that joy, that peace, whatever it may have been,
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
never came into a reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Audience, for 2022, do not
Mm-hmm.
hold back your truth. Be
Don't.
truthful.
Don't.
Okay? Many
Yeah.
times people, just string people along. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning,
Mm-hmm.
Regina. How you doing? They just
Mm-hmm.
string people along. Okay, when
Mm-hmm.
you're writing your book, stop stringing
Mm-hmm.
people along.
Don't.
That's
Don't
why
do
you
it.
have to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Stop
Mm-hmm.
string
It's
because if you
important.
don't know who you are, you're gonna string people along
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what you're really talking about.
That part.
That's what happened. Yeah,
You
that's
got
what happened.
you,
Gonna take them
you need to
around
know.
all the way around the corner, down the block, and still haven't hit that core. Still
And
haven't got
I'm
understanding of
wondering,
that
like,
person because they
what
don't know
was
what
you?
they're talking about. How many
Mm-hmm.
times, Arthur, I have to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
writing a book is more than writing a bunch of words, putting it between two covers, and calling it a book.
Right.
Point blank,
Mm-hmm.
period. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's more than that. But many
Mm-hmm.
people do it. And
They
where
do.
do they wind up, Tiffany? In
In
the
the book.
corner, in boxes, in the corner of a garage or in the trunk of a vehicle, collecting dust and deteriorating. I've
Uh-huh.
seen it.
Them bookworms is gonna get to it, and I'm not meaning a bookworm as in the ones that's reading books. I mean them little worms that like to eat a paper and stuff. They get into your book. Oh,
How
brother.
many times do I hear people in my inbox telling me, Gertrude, I have books. How am I gonna get it started? Again, what am I gonna do with these books?
Mm-hmm.
Got
Mm-hmm.
to shift that understanding, shift that mindset. Of course, we could jump start some things, but from here on out, you got to learn. You got to learn the right way. You got to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to invest in yourself in a level that you expect results.
Okay. Mm-hmm. True.
You know?
Now that's
So,
true.
yeah.
That's true. That's true. You want to see results, but then if you don't shift your mind, then books are going to stay in that box. So you really want to do stuff in an easy way, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes things aren't easy. They're just really not easy, and it's easy to get somebody to be my social media, and I'm grateful for the social media gurus and the ones that's able to build your following and they're able to respond to the individuals. I'm grateful for,
Mm-hmm.
you and your lives. But sometimes, you may not be at that point where you can kind of afford that. Maybe you might have to hit the streets, the internet streets hard until
Mm-hmm.
you can afford to pay for somebody that might be able to be your publicist and you be your
Mm-hmm.
marketing person until you can get there. But you got to do the work. You got to shift your mindset because it's not about me just putting a book on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or just putting it out there, putting it in these local bookstores, and just expecting somebody they're just gonna get it because it's me. Well, who are
Mm-hmm.
you? Who are you? Why
Yeah.
am I gonna invest my hard-earned money into you? I don't know who you are. Tell me about you. Introduce yourself to me and let me know who you are. So once I
Exactly.
know that, then I won't have these books in a box in a corner or in the garage or whatever because they're going to say, oh, but you've put in the work to do it. And
Exactly.
is you have to shift your mind to know sometimes things is just not easy. I actually got to get my hands dirty. I got to put my hand to the plow and I got to make this thing happen until you can get to self automate it and having other people do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But get your hands dirty. It's okay. Shift your mind to know it's okay. I got to do a little hard work. I bet you'll appreciate it later on though,
Yeah.
because it's going to be those moments we spoke about in a previous show where you're going to look back over your life and you're going to laugh at that moment. Right now,
Yeah.
you might not be laughing, but you'll be able to look back over your life and laugh at that moment and realize, man, I had these books that was sitting over here in the corner out there in the garage. But the minute that I talked to Miss Gertrude, she showed me how to shift my mind. And I got boxes now, and they're moving from the corner, and I'm selling in an expeditious manner because she helped me to shift my mind. So I do have boxes, but they don't last long. These are shipments that continuously come in for me to continuously go out so that
Yeah.
I've been able to market myself a little bit better. And now they're selling. So now you can invest and now you can have somebody do this stuff for you.
Yeah.
But you have to shift your mind to get to know I don't want this stuff in the corner. How do I have to do it? Where do I have to go to so I can shift my mind?
And that's so true. That's
That's what
so
you're
true.
telling yourself.
That
Mm-hmm.
is so true. And I know we're gonna wrap up with this one because we got to go over to the coaches corner.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
these broadcasts are getting good, right?
Yeah.
Write with excellence. Write with excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Take time and design your masterpiece. It takes time to
That's
design your
good.
masterpiece, and
That's
that's what I
good.
believe it is. Mhm.
Yeah. That's cute. That needs to be in the chat right there. Bingo.
Yeah,
I like
that one
that
will
right
take
there.
time and design your masterpiece. They'll put it
Mm-hmm.
back in the chat. Or if you get to
Yeah.
it first, yeah, you can put it in the chat. But that's very important,
Yeah.
audience. And we hope that you have gained value from this
Mm-hmm.
broadcast today when we're talking about finding your focus as an author.
Yeah.
Find your focus as an author.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that message, okay? Write with excellence. Take
Right.
time and design your masterpiece
Yes.
because that's what we believe it is, a masterpiece,
It is.
because you're creating it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you are a creator.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to remember, you are a creator. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to wait for somebody. And even what you were saying about depending upon somebody,
Mm-hmm.
even before automation,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
besides automation, put it this
Mm-hmm.
way, Tiffany,
Yeah.
an author's still supposed to be out there making themselves known, okay,
Yeah, they
touching
are.
that audience, because nobody could touch that audience like that author.
Can't do it. Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to get to know that author.
They do. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
They
So
definitely do.
yeah, we're gonna drop our information in here about Tiffany's book. What is that? The one behind you, I Choose Me. That
Uh-huh.
Tiffany got. Hold up your book, Tiffany, if you could get it. Yeah, I Choose Me. And then also, with my teaching program, I'll drop that information in the comments
I
after
put
we
it in there.
come off there? Yeah,
I
come
did.
off the air, huh?
I did.
Okay, you did. Okay, I got to drop mine in. I didn't do
I
mine.
did.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did.
you did. Okay, well, thank you. That's what you're saying. Okay. All right. But I want you to also remember this. Catch Tiffany on Sunday, okay? Catch her on Sunday. What is it called? Heart to Heart, right? 7
Hear
o'clock
my
p.m.
heart.
Hmm?
Hear my heart.
Near my heart. I know it's a heart there somewhere. Hear my heart. I'm gonna get it right. Catch her on Sunday, streaming. Hear my heart at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to share this broadcast out with your friends and head on over to the Coach's Corner, and that's where we'll see you in the next at the top of the hour, which is right now.
Yeah.
But from
Before we
Tiffany
go.
and I remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.
See ya. Grace and peace.